Firstly, the idea of Umma, the nation. The ultimate Quranic Umma is all of humanity, children of Adam and Eve. And furthermore, the Quran strongly emphasizes the rights of neighbors. The closer the neighbor, the more their rights are emphasized, irrespective of religion. And therefore, we can talk about all of humanity as the ultimate nation or Ummah for the believer. Secondly, Khilafa or Caliphate. The extremist notion of Caliphate is simply wrong, because Khilafa in the Quran is about legitimate governance, it is about just rule, it is about the rule of law and creating a civilized society. It is not about imposing one superstate upon all the Muslims of the world. Thirdly, there is the idea of Shariah, which is correctly understood as a kind of religious humanist ethics and not a state-imposed law imposed by force. 90% of the Shariah has always been voluntary, i.e. it's been a code of ethics. And furthermore, there have been dozens of schools of Shariah throughout Islamic history. Today there are modern interpretations of Shariah, including those consistent with universal human rights and with gender equality. For example, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was issued in 1948, there were many leading scholars of Islamic law who argued that this was totally in keeping with the spirit of Islam and the Quran. The Quranic notion of jihad is very deep and very broad and very spiritual. It consists of an inner jihad as well as levels of outer jihad. Inner jihad is the spiritual struggle, the struggle with our inner selves against evil and for goodness within. Outer jihad is any kind of struggle, which is the literal meaning of jihad, for the purposes of good and truth, nobility, against evil and injustice. So any struggle against racism, discrimination, for truth, beauty, justice, goodness, are all forms of jihad. Finally, Shahada or Martydom. The Arabic and Greek words both mean witnessing to God's beauty and truth. This martyrdom is to die a noble death with dignity and grace. Thus the Prophet Muhammad taught that anybody who died in a natural disaster or from a painful illness was a martyr. The victims of today's terrorist attacks are usually the true martyrs. To ask us a question or to find out more about the Quilliam Foundation and the work we are doing to counter extremism, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter or visit our website.